So what could these relationships may look like? So these could be different cases. So the first case is that when the x goes up, or when where you have the larger values of x, you also have larger values of y, because we are not doing a live experiment. That's why we cannot say that when x goes up, goes up. What we can say is that given the data, whenever we see larger values of x, we also see larger values of y. All right. There could be another case where when we see larger values of x, we see lower values of y, smaller values of y, right? And there could be the third case. Okay, when we see the larger values of x, we see both larger as well as smaller values of y. All right. And the other case could be that when we see the larger values of y, the values of x falls on both sides. They are larger as well as smaller. So that means that there is no correlation between x and y. However, in these two cases, we say that there must be some relationship between x and y given this particular type of data. And if the relationship is such that for larger values of x, you see larger values of y, this is called positive correlation. Or in some sense, we can also say that x is proportional to y. All right, but proportionality is a very definitive relationship where if x is proportional to y, then x is equals to some constant multiplied with y. So that is why it is not correct to say that x is proportional to y, but it is somewhat like that. So when x grows, y also grows. Or whenever we see larger values of x, we see larger values of y. In such cases, we say that we have a positive correlation between these two parameters. However, in the case 2, whenever we see larger values of x, we see smaller values of y. In such case, we call that there is a negative correlation. All right. And in such all these cases, we will get to see such kind of scatter in our scatter plot. So when there is positive correlation, we will get our data distributed somewhere along a line y equals to x. All right. I cannot give you the equation for this line, but you will see a uh, downward hill kind of a line, and the data will be spread around that in case of negative correlation. And however, in case of no correlation, or where there is no exactly a defined relationship between x and y, the data will be scattered completely around our data values or data parameters. It could be scattered completely on this graph, on these axes. Okay, so looking at the data in these scatter plot, we can interpret them in a way to identify a relationship between the data parameters, and that relationship is said to be correlation. So how to calculate correlation given two data sets x and y? This is the formula. Correlation x and y is x and y summed over I and divided by n. N is total number of samples. Okay. So here what will happen is that your data will be like this. It will not be this. So your data will be somewhat like this. A parameter x1 comma. This is one element. This is another element, and so on. So it is like this. That's why we will have same total count for x and y. And here xi is the normalized x, and yi cap is normalized y. So using this formula, we can calculate the correlation between between two different parameters of our data set. Now, what are the properties of this correlation coefficient? That its value will always lie between -1 and 1. Okay, 1 would mean Positive correlation, 100% positive correlation. -1 would mean 100% negative correlation, and 0 would mean no correlation. Or rather than saying 100%, I should say strong positive correlation, strong negative correlation, and 0 would mean no correlation. Okay, and as well as the correlation is independent of scale and translation. It is also independent of the order of data elements. So correlation of xy will be the same as correlation of yx. It doesn't depend upon the order of data parameters in a data set. So now I have this question for you. Given the correlation between data parameters of a two-dimensional data set, can we predict the value of y given a value of x? So let's think about that. So now what we have is that we somehow understand the relationship between x and y. Now we somehow understand the relationship between x and y here. So now my question is that once you have it plotted over there and you have a correlation coefficient that is known to you that is there between x and y, can you use that to, let's say for a given value of x, can you use that to tell me what will be the corresponding value of y from x0? Is that possible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Approximately.
Right, this is what I just did, right? So when we have such kind of a scatter plot, what we can do, we can try to find this one line that is perfectly well balanced between this complete scatter, and then we can use that line to predict the values of one parameter given the values of another parameter. All right, and that is what pattern recognition is. So given a data scatter, if you can learn the pattern of that data in such a way that given in unknown parameter, sorry, given value for one of the parameters, you can identify or calculate or compute the value for another unknown parameter. That is what our goal is when we are talking about machine learning or pattern recognition. We are trying to identify what that data is. All right. So it is possible, and that is where we'll go ahead from here. But before we move ahead to there, we'll have to understand some more concepts of probability. So right now, there is no such mechanism. This line is not there. Okay, this L is not known to us as of now. We understand that there is some correlation between x and y, but we do not have any formula as of now to find y given x. Why? Because we currently do not have the equation of this L. Alright, and to get this equation of L, we will need some more concepts from probability before we can proceed on to this. However, to give you a glimpse into what we are going towards is, given a scatter plot like this and given a correlation between x and y, to identify this line L is what we call linear regression. You all must have heard this term, linear regression, when you have been attempting to learn machine learning. This is the first concept to learn about linear regression. So, what is linear regression? To identify this line L. If you can identify this line L, that exactly is what we want to do with linear regression. Is that okay? So, with this, we'll wrap up today's class. In next session, we'll talk about some of the concepts from probability first, and then we'll move on to what is regression and what is classification.